You are listening to the Garlic Fries and Baseball Guys podcast. Sam Blumman and Joe Shasky coming at you every week with all of your Giants content. Like, rate, review, subscribe. 95.7 Odyssey Sports Network. Shasky, I want to do a little bit of 3 up, 3 down, and Thairo Estrada will be part of this segment. I kind of want to put a little bit of a twist on it, though, and that is 3 guys who I really need to be up for these next 21 to 28 games, and then 3 guys whose downs really have me concerned.
Okay.
First one I'm going to go with is Thairo Estrada. Hey, that guy again. So we need the early season Thairo back. It was great to see him back in the lineup earlier, this weekend. He went 2 for 8 over the weekend, but he had the Giants lone run on Saturday. Read the first to third that JD Davis hit. JD Davis hit a base hit. Thairo Estrada goes first, third, reads it perfectly, scores the only run. You saw the value right off the bat with Thairo. He had some really good at-bats this weekend. We need to see a lot more of that Thairo over the next couple of weeks if the Giants have any hope of staying in the race. And
how about his bunt? Wasn't that beautiful?
Oh, the squeeze bunt on Sunday?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Again,
they just miss his speed, his athleticism, his ability to create at the top of the lineup. Like, they miss everything about him. He's just, to me, he's one of those tone guys. Like, when they're having a dead day, isn't he one of those guys that can kind of be his own, like, instant rally?
He really can. I mean, him and Lamont Wade Jr. Are so dynamic atop that lineup. The way Lamont gets on base and the way that Thairo can move him over. You need those guys to produce consistently atop this lineup, because if you're not setting the table, you're not giving this lineup a whole lot to work with.
Yes.
This team falls behind early, and that's how the offense starts to stall out. But Thairo, it's been kind of a downward trend though since the end of April. Striking out a little bit more since then. The on-base percentage since May is at 293.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not something you can't have that out of your number 2 guy. This is a guy who needs to be putting the ball in play more, needs to be getting on base more. The one positive is during his absence, the Giants did go 15-11 without Estrada in the lineup, but a lot of that was because Wilmer Flores hitting 420 in that time.
Yeah.
So, it's just, that's not, again, a bankable strategy. The other guy who I need to be up over these next couple weeks is the guy who's on the mound tonight. Again, we're releasing this episode after this game, but it's Logan Webb. Again, I think Logan Webb's had a good year. I need him to be that dude for the next 3 weeks here. Since the All-Star game, he's got a 5.16 ERA and a 4.23 FIP. Opponents are hitting 2.32 against him, but he's been hurt by the long ball, 4 home runs in that time, and he really kind of struggles on the road too. I'm gonna see, I got the numbers here somewhere. Got too many papers in front of me. So yeah, it's a lot of it is also due to Logan Webb's start against the Nationals, but at home, he's got a 2.23 ERA. On the road, he's got a 4.75 ERA. He got some really tough road games coming up, and basically, I need to see Logan Webb up his game for the next few weeks if the Giants would have any hope of staying afloat.
Well, what is it specifically about him that's frustrating you right now? Does it just look like he's not getting the same movement as earlier? I don't even know what the spin rates are looking like right now. It feels like he's getting hit harder recently than he has ever.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, since the All-Star break, if you take away that disaster in Washington, he's only got a 2.95 ERA. He's lasted into the 7th inning in each start since the All-Star break, except for that game against the Nationals where it was hot and humid. But here's the problem. If you're going to be pitching on the East Coast in a couple weeks like you will, it's going to be hot and humid down in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's like 90s with 90% humidity every day down there. And if the Giants are skidding going into that series in Atlanta, you need Logan Webb to be the stopper. And it's just sometimes the elements get to him. Sometimes games get away from him. And sometimes he just gets victimized by the long ball.
Yeah.
And you need to contain that. You can't do anything about the run support. But I think if Logan Webb was paid you're the dude money, basically there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be unfair that Logan has to deal with this month. Sorry, dude, you got to be the dude, though. You just got to elevate your game and I think you have to pitch above it at what point, if he is right now the highest paid, probably the most important Giant on the team right now, at that point, you just gotta be like, you need to see more. It's tough, but I think that's what happens when you're the ace of a pitching staff.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And he did make big money. I wouldn't say he got like $250 million. I mean,
no,
I thought
he didn't get
relatively inexpensive.
But I think he did get you are the guy money right now for this team. And I think this is time for Logan Webb to show why he is the guy.
I just feel like with the thinned out pitching staff they have right now, we're over accentuating the struggles from Logan Webb because there's no other dude outside of Cobb that you hand the ball to regularly, right? It does feel like there's even more pressure than normally would be. Wouldn't
it's tough on him. No, there's a ton of pressure on Webb, and I won't like, like crush him and be super, down on him if things kind of go awry this month, because I do think it is a lot to ask of him. But imagine if he did step up, though.
No, it'd be huge.
Yeah, like if he does rally this month, that's huge for this team going into September.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. They need him, and I want to see him finish with a winning record. I want him.
I agree.
To go into the offseason feeling good about himself, regardless of where the standings are for the team.
One other guy who I need to see step up is pretty much the new starting pitcher, I guess, in the rotation. That's Ross Stripling, and we've seen
he didn't look bad. He didn't look bad last outing.
Exactly.
Why are you? You're about to explode. Why are you about to explode?
No, I'm. He did look really pretty good this Saturday against the A's. But you know what? I really like what I've seen from Stripling since they moved him back into the rotation. He's eating somewhat innings up, 6 innings, 4 1/3, 5 1/3 on Saturday. I thought he looked really good on Saturday. 3.32 ERA over that time. The problem with Ross Stripling that I need to see corrected is he's still got a bad case of one bad pitch itis, where all these starts are really, really good, except for that one bad pitch. You saw it happen on Saturday. And when your offense is struggling, that one bad pitch can kill you. I remember 2018, it seemed like every start, Madison Bumgarner had that one bad pitch that kind of ruined the night for the big fella.
Yeah.
And he's got, I don't know how you just limit that one bad pitch messing up your outing. But again, yeah, I saw a lot of positive from Stripling on Saturday.
I did too. And I just think that shockingly, he's needed now more than ever, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And it's hopefully he's giving up a little bit less hard contact right now. Yes. He's been using the changeup a little bit more since the second half. So maybe he's figured something out. I know for much of the first half, he was kind of in tinker mode. So hopefully the Giants kind of figured something out with him, because again, if he can give you 5-6 innings a night of 1-run ball this next month, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Couple downs that are really kind of concerning me. The first one's kind of cheating here. I'm gonna do a twofer. It's Jock and Conforto. When Jock came to the plate on Saturday with runners on the corners and 1 out, I didn't have a whole lot of faith that something big was going to be happening there. The sac fly felt like, cool, that was the ceiling. But Jock, it really just feels like you're either getting a ground out, a fly out, or a home run with him. And then Michael Conforto, it's been a month since he last went deep. These are this is $38 million worth of hitting in the middle of your lineup now. These are your 3 and 5 hitters most nights. I just feel zero confidence when they step to the plate right now. How much am I overreacting on this?
No one's hitting for them right now. If you take Wilmer Flores out of the lineup, they're batting like under 200 over the last couple of weeks. Sam, yeah, you're right though. You're not wrong. You're right. They need to produce.
Yeah. It's just these guys. It's like with other guys in the lineup, like when the rookies are struggling, you can at least understand that. It's like you're a rookie. You're going to have your ups. You're going to have your downs. But these are guys that just like, you've been around long enough that like eventually you just got to be able to pull yourself out of these funks. And these funks have just been so prolonged. It's at the point where it's just like, I don't even need to see them in the lineup anymore. Just have Wilmer DH full time. Honestly, I'd rather see Heliot Ramos called up and put in the lineup sub nights instead of Michael Conforto. It's just, but then you kind of need to keep Conforto in the lineup because you need him to play well enough so he exercises his option. And this is where it all goes spinning out of control. And the downs are really concerning me with them. Another down that's really concerning me right now, we've talked about him a lot on the Morning Roast, it's JD Davis. Well, this is the guy who was such a rock in this lineup for the first half. He's got a 167 batting average since the All-Star break. He's got a 216 BABIP, so he's had some bad luck there, but striking out a lot more. I think he's pressing a little bit.
I agree.
And
where's his protection in the lineup? Like, name somebody in the lineup who's tearing the cover off the ball that can maybe take a little bit of the pressure off him and let him see better pitches.
Michael Conforto was backing him up in the lineup this weekend.
I know. So, but they're both scuffling.
Yeah, and it's just when you get I love JD Davis's approach at the plate. I think he's got a great swing. I just think he's too good of a baseball. I don't think he's a superstar, all-star every year caliber player. I do think he deserves some sort of all-star consideration this year for how he played in the first half.
Yeah, I agree with that.
JD Davis is better than what we're seeing right now. If he can get back to just being like that 275, 280 hitter who's got that great kind of inside-out approach, Like I've seen a lot. You guys go inside on him. He's great at sending the ball to the opposite field. I do think, again, there's might be some bad luck involved there with JD, but eventually these balls have to get down. And yeah, a little bit of protection in the lineup would hurt. But the longer this slump goes with Davis, the more concerned I do get.
His defense has been really good. I know we don't want to talk about his defense, right, but he does deserve credit for that. Don't you agree?
Oh, I think his defense is still probably some of the best in the National League. I haven't looked up the metrics lately, but I'm sure at some point, the eye test is all you need to see. He should be in a consideration for a Gold Glove. Yeah, and he's a big reason why the Giants defense is so much better this year. And it's why, even though the hitting struggles are happening, he's not letting it affect his defense. No, and I always try to appreciate it in a baseball player, because it's so easy to let one bleed into the other. One more down before we get out of here that's really concerning me. It's Alex Cobb. And Shasky, tell me if you're shocked by this, but a 35-year-old pitcher having a career year might be, falling apart here in the second half. Who could have seen that one coming?
I'm not mad at him, though. He's pitched his heart out all year. I
don't know. He gutted out that start last week against the Diamondbacks where he had the stomach flu. Hasn't he been pretty incredible this year? I mean, all things being considered. No, he has been overall. And again, it's been a great year for Cobb, a great first half for Cobb. But this thing is, as great as that first half was, it's not going to help you a whole lot in the second half.
No.
And with a pitching staff that's really hurting for arms right now, they're trying to keep bullpen arms fresh. Cobb, the 6-7 innings a night that Cobb's been giving this team has been a godsend.
Oh, where would they be without him?
Exactly. Oh, we might find out this month, unfortunately. If he starts to kind of fade, that's not good. I mean, he's walking guys more. He's striking out guys less. He's been bit by the long ball. Again, that's not all his fault. He's kind of using more of the slider and the curveball. He's getting hit a little bit harder right now. The line drive percentage is up. It's just not looked good so far. Now, again, it could be a slump. It is still concerning. If he can right the ship soon, I'll stop being down on him. I mean, that's what's great about all these guys I just mentioned. JD Davis, he could turn it around. Michael Conforto, we've seen how hot he can get. Jock, he's still going to be a power threat. So, I mean, I say I'm down on these guys, but I still believe they can bounce back. And if they can, that's going to be probably one of the differences that keeps the Giants either in the playoff race or just playing the young guys all September.
Totally agree. But you know what? Other guys need to step up. Wood and Stripling and Manaea need to step up as well, right? Cobb has carried this team as far as he can go. And I have got to go. My car is ready.
We definitely do got to go. So, all right. So this is episode 70 of Garlic Fries and Baseball, guys. Hopefully we'll be listening to this after a Giants win over the Angels. We'll be back hopefully later this week because Bruce Bochy will be back in town, and I'm sure we're going to have to talk about that. So for Joe Shasky, this is Sam Lubbock. We will see you on the next one.